Portnoy instead doubled down on his comments and leaned into good old-fashioned right-wing gaslighting.
I fundamentally deny, and I think you're basically lying if you're saying what Caitlin Clark did and Angel Reese did are the same thing. They're not.
Oh my God, you babies. Get over yourselves. Oh, it's like you cowards. Own this shit. Say it with your chest or don't say it at all. Honestly, what all the half measures? Someone's like, no, I wasn't saying the thing you think I was saying. No, it's not the same thing. See, in one case, she went like that, and in the other case, she went like that. You can tell. This is like those old 90s routines, you know? Where it's like, black people drive the car like this, but white people drive the car like this. Ba-dee-ba-dee, ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
If a man did that, he would be called classless, and nobody would be saying anything.
All year, I was critiqued about who I was. I'm too hood, I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. Other people do it. Y'all don't say nothing.
It's not often that we get a cultural event in public backlash.
A Difficult Truth, thank you for the Ready Party 21. Can everyone go to twitch.tv/adifficulttruth, give a follow back.
That so clearly illustrates the way racism, sexism, and misogynoir function in tangent to infantilize white women and vilify black women to the disservice of both groups. But we see exactly that when we take a look at both the public's perception and treatment of Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and their respective teams. Just like they did when Angela Bassett committed the heinous crime of fighting back tears instead of clapping when Jamie Lee Curtis won the Oscar she spent decades being passed up for, because black people always expected to perform, to humble ourselves, to prioritize the feelings of white people. White America showed their ass when, hold on, let me check my notes, because I, just like 99% of the white men talking shit, do not watch women's basketball. Mind you, I don't watch any sports of any gender. Anyway, white America collectively lost their ever-loving mind.
I mean, you know, we all have to be honest, and it's important sometimes to humble ourselves. And I said as well that I don't actually watch women's basketball because I don't actually watch basketball. The only time I really followed basketball a lot was obviously when the Bulls were just the fucking dream team. Who couldn't follow basketball back then? That was a fucking exciting time to follow basketball. But otherwise, I follow hockey. I have a really shitty team. I've got a very, very shitty hockey team.
The LSU Tigers beat the Iowa Hawkeyes in the NCAA Women's Tournament Championship game, and Angel Reese did the exact same gesture that Caitlin Clark had done to her in an earlier game. And not only did they have nothing to say negative about Caitlin Clark when she did it, they celebrated it. They thought it was badass. Just
See, that was my default setting when I saw Angel do it. That's all. I just saw the video clip. I just saw that and just like, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty badass, you know. This fucking little taunting in a sports game. Cool. That was it. And then I thought that would be the end of the story. You know, well ado.
like they thought it was badass when John Cena did it for decades after pummeling people. Just like they had no problem jumping out the window and calling Angela Bassett every kind of synonym for uppity Negro. They are finding the same way to talk about Angel Reese, even worse. And my first reaction to that was no. I tweeted, please don't waste your time arguing with racists. They're always gonna move the goalposts and figure out some distinguishing factor to justify why they're cool with a white person doing something they say is unacceptable when a black person does. Let's just celebrate and uplift Angel Reese. I tweeted that because it's the truth. Please understand that racists will always find a justification for their racism and misogynoir. They'll always twist themselves into pretzels, trying to articulate some explanation for why they have a legitimate, non-racist problem for a black person who they are hyper-focusing on and hyper-critiquing. It does not matter what you do as a black person, let alone a black woman not playing to the respectability politics or shying away from the things they stereotype and demean. A racist will always have a problem with you, what you're doing, or how you're doing it, period. Which is luckily something Angel Reese herself understood.
All year, I was critiqued about who I was. Nobody, I don't, the narrative, I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit in the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood, I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. But when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. So this was for the girls that look like me, that's gonna speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for it was bigger than me tonight.
So I was not about to stress myself out explaining why the sky is blue or grass is green or 2 + 2 = 4. I was just gonna let these racists cry about it and laugh at them. But then Dave Portnoy of all people decided to chime in because if white men don't have nothing else, they have to be Audacity. And I just could not allow that to stand. If you do not know who Dave Portnoy is yet, you've clearly avoided the depths of what white bro misogyny culture has to offer, and good on you. Dave Portnoy is the founder and CEO of Barstool, an astonishingly classless haven for incels, men who hate women and women who
He looks like an eraser. I just realized that. Like a number 2 standardized pencil. This is the eraser table.
and CEO of Barstool, an astonishingly classless haven for incels, men who hate women and women who hate themselves. What do I mean by a haven for men who hate women, women who hate them?
Nope, I don't know him. Barstool Sports. I don't know. Internet bro culture, toxic mask with a heavy dose of buffalo wings. That's how I could describe it. If you took toxic masculinity, synthesized it into a very thick goo, and then threw in some buffalo chicken wings in there, and then stirred maybe a little Budweiser, or is Budweiser too woke now? Oh yeah, we can't do that anymore. Paps. Just douse with some Paps all in there. Yeah, then you get the experience.
Themselves, incels, and misogyny.
Yeah, it's MGTOW with sports culture, exactly. Yeah. DJ Reaper nailed it.
In 2007, Barstool featured early columns like Smoke Show of the Day, in which employees scoured Facebook for photos of attractive local women and Guess That Ass, which invited readers to guess which female celebrity was pictured in each meticulously cropped image. A 2013 profile and entry.
As a sports person, that's an accurate description of Barstool Sports. Here's the thing. There's so many based, like actual sports fans who also happen to be people who have great politics. It's not as if sports are just synonymous uniquely with people who are racist or shitty or stuff like that. Obviously, there's a much longer discussion to be had about obviously like when we're talking about college basketball, I don't understand why the focus is always on, well, that one black player did not have decorum. She didn't behave in the way that you should publicly when dealing with the status of her position, and so perhaps she should lose her position. Rather than, y'all don't pay the players. That's fucked up, right? Because like there's stadiums that get sold out. Stadiums of human beings who buy tickets, drink, party. There's video game franchises. You can buy the video game and I can play as these human beings, but they don't get money from that. They don't get royalties from that. Oh well, they get a tuition. Yeah, so their tuition's covered. Little free ride through college. Hopefully they make it pro, because otherwise, the school experience is going to be quite daunting. What with them needing to play professional sports for us in this professional sports league that we have at the same degree in a lot of ways. It's very similar one-to-one with actual professional sports leagues, except for the not paying the people. That part's awesome. Yeah, really good savings. Not paying human beings for their work. There's another word for it, but like, still, it's a very good way to just make more money endlessly.
New York Magazine described Barstool's original offices as the unholy union of a fraternity house and a crime scene. Bare advertisements featuring half-naked women adorn the walls, towers of junk wobble in every corner.
They actually stopped making college sport games several years ago just so they wouldn't have to pay the players? Really? Okay, I need to learn more.
And the carpet is soiled with a panoply of dark dribbles and stains. The environment reflected their company's irreverent attitude. Portnoy didn't just court controversy, he relished in it. The online community of stoolies, Barstool's fans, have waged harassment campaigns against detractors. These have included death threats, doxing, online harassment, and targeting of people's families, friends, and work.
So there was a, sorry, to pause again. There was a Supreme Court ruling. Supreme Court says the NCAA ruling and the new future of paying college athletes. The Supreme Court's decision against the NCAA paves the way for college athletes to be paid through the court ruled only on educational related benefits and not broader compensational issues. Former Notre Dame quarterback Brandon Wimbush's internet startup seeks to help current players make money by matching them with endorsement deals. States and Congress are working to make the NCAA change rules, barring such deals, and the court noted that legislation may offer a better solution than litigation for remaining issues. Earning power to people, blah. The Supreme Court, the antitrust rules, that should pay the student athletes for education-related benefits, though they're not rule in broader compensation. Well, I thought they already paid for educational-related benefits, though. That was my understanding. The NCAA argued that its limits on athlete pay don't violate antitrust laws because they promote consumer choice by distinguishing the college game from professional sports leagues. Ah, that's, wow. Lawyers, the power y'all have to be able to pull some. I would not have the audacity to even think of such a thing.
Clean up your room.
Well, you see, technically, this is protecting the consumer by teaching them about the differences between the two leagues. That's why we can't pay them any money. Amazing. Allow me, you're here. We're just in the middle of your video. Sorry, I'm doing that thing I do. I pause way too much. On July 1st, Florida and Alabama will become the first states to overrule the NCAA on some broader pay issues and authorize athletes to make money off their names, likeness, and image, including traditional endorsements, personal appearances, social media opportunities. Mogul is positioning itself as the first online marketplace to match college athletes with marketers to exploit their new rights. Oh, okay. Weird way of framing it. As Congress considers nationwide rules. A long list of states are planning to move later on to open the market for college athletes to make marketing deals, including New Mexico, Mississippi, and Georgia.
Places. That man quote tweeted.
Oh, I've been here the whole time. In the streaming world, we call that lurking. You have been lurking.
Video of Angel Reese doing the "you can't see me" and said she is a classless piece of shit. After being pointed out as the bigot and hypocrite that he is and being rightly dragged for filth for being silent when Caitlin Clark did the exact same thing. Unlike his co-defendant in misogynoir Keith Olbermann, who had decided to still miss the...
I still don't get this one. Like, what? Oh, man. Maybe it was just a weird night. He could have been having a day, you know? Got home, poured himself a little Hennessy, just sitting there, swirling, being like... Perhaps the internet. Yes. That sounds like something Keith would be into. Yes, Keith talks in the first person. Oh, no, third person? Third person. God, I already ruined my own bit. Fuck!
Point, and instead argue that both ladies were wrong when neither were. Portnoy instead doubled down on his comments and leaned into good old-fashioned right-wing gaslighting.
I fundamentally deny, and I think you're basically lying if you're saying what Caitlin Clark did and Angel Reese did are the same thing. They're not.
Oh my god, you fucking babies. Get over yourselves. Oh, like, I would have way more respect for the right if they actually owned some of the vile shit they said. I hate fucking Michael Knowles getting out there and be like, we need to eradicate transgenderism from public life. And then everyone's like, holy shit, he said it. He's like, I'm suing all of you. I didn't say trans people. I didn't say eradicate trans people. I said transgenderism. 'Tis a choice, you see. You can choose to stop being transgender. You can. It's like, you fucking cowards. Own this shit. Say it with your chest or don't say it at all. Honestly, what all the half measures? Someone's like, no, I wasn't saying the thing you think I was saying. No, it's not the same thing. See, in one case, she went like that, and in the other case, she went like that. You can tell. This is like those old 90s routines, you know, where it's like, black people drive the car like this, but white people drive the car like this. You know?
I like trash talking. If you hit a big shot in the moment, or you're talking in the moment, back and forth, and you do this, or whatever, you talk, I don't care. That is
yes, you do. but correction, you care when it's a black woman. Then it's like, what? Where's the decorum, sweetie?
What Angel Reese did. Angel Reese, they were up 15 points. We have a side-by-side. She followed her after the game was over, doing this to her, doing this. Find me one example in any sport of anybody after somebody wins a championship, confetti coming down, not in a close game, and find me a player
oh my god,
stalking the best player on the other team. It does not exist. It does not happen.
Okay, so I'm gonna hope, because I have a lot of faith in Olaymi's editor, and I have not pre-watched this, so this is not me guessing. Is gonna do a wee bit of a supercut right now. I hope so.
If a man did that, he would be called classless, and nobody would be saying anything.
Portnoy is doing the exact kind of nimble gymnastics
Have faith in me. I've got this. Okay. Shame on me.
and goalpost shifting that bigots like himself always do when they're caught. He knows that he's criticizing a black woman for doing the exact same thing he was silent about a white woman doing. So instead of owning that, instead of walking it back, he decides to try to convince us there's some nuanced difference between both women's actions, which there's not, by recharacterizing Angel as stalking Caitlyn around the court.
You are a bitch ass nigga.
And he knows he's a bitch ass nigga too. You know how he knows it? That's why he tries to say, oh, I love trash talking. I love it, I swear. Just not when this evil, menacing, stalking black bitch does it. He tries to convince us it's not trash talking, but instead, some never before seen beyond the pale occurrence.
That's a bitch move.
Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark herself says it's trash talking that they all do and will continue to do, and that Angel Reese should not be being criticized for it.
Yeah, you know, I don't think Angel should be criticized at all. You know, no matter
Base.
which way it goes, you know, she should never be criticized for what she did. You know, I'm just one that competes and she competed. So I think everybody knew there was going to be a little trash talk in the entire tournament. It's not just me and Angel. So, you know, I don't think she should be criticized, like I said.
Portnoy really tries to make the argument that if a man did it, we wouldn't say anything when people called it classless. First of all, if a man did it, we wouldn't say anything at all. Run the tape.
Classless. Shameful. Disgrace to the court. You need to get right with Jesus, all of you.
Furthermore, he's not just policing women here. He's specifically policing black women. Because if a white woman did it, we also wouldn't say anything at all. Just like neither he or white America said a damn thing when Caitlyn Clark did it. And it's important to note that neither Caitlyn Clark or Iowa have asked to be coddled, defended, or protected. This is just what white America defaults to when they perceive even the potential of hurt white women feelings, which is precisely why First Lady Jill Biden fixed her mouth to say she wants both teams to come to the White House together. Only the winning team goes to the White House. That's how it is. That's how it's always been. But let a team of black women beat a team of white women fair and square and such.
Also, I gotta add this. The right who are obsessed with meritocracy. Oh, and they also hate affirmative action. Now they want participation trophies. Yeah, you want attendance medals. It's the time has come. Oh, but I mean, come on, those other women played a good game, a fair game, and why shouldn't they meet the president? You know, why not?
The First Lady of the United States of America takes it up.
Lance, disgrace to the court was a huge Canadian moment. Is it? I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know my basketball terms. I'm going to be woefully underprepared.
Upon herself to suggest the team, the losing team, take part in the reward of the winning team because she could just not bear the thought of these white girls missing out.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Mind you, Caitlyn Clark herself objected to this coddling she never
neighbor
asked
tick,
for,
thank you.
just like she's objected to people criticizing Angel. She said,
I don't know. I don't think runner-ups usually go to the White House. I think LSU should, you know, enjoy that moment for them.
Based.
And congratulations. Obviously, they deserve to go there. Maybe I could go to the White House on different terms, though.
but it doesn't matter what she
Scott Oren, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, that's awesome. Why do you have to explain that to the First Lady? Should be self-evident, you would assume, to everyone except for, you know, the First Lady of the United States, but
says her once. Just like it never mattered to the people attacking Angela Bassett pretending to defend Jamie Lee Curtis's honor, that Curtis never once expressed any issue with Bassett.
yeah, and that's kind of like, you know, that's shitty to throw onto Jamie Lee Curtis, all right? On top of everything else that's going on here, now Jamie Lee Curtis has to be defended as in like, well, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is a legend. No one's disputing that. She is a legend. She's awesome. She's also a fucking amazing trans rights ally. She's based. Jamie Lee Curtis, nothing but good things to say about Jamie Lee Curtis. You know, she's fucking awesome. But don't use that as defense because you're just like, well, why isn't the black woman doing what I think she should be doing right now? She's not applauding and showing the dignity and grace that befits the stature of being allowed to be on our stage. Yes, I said it. Our stage. The Academy Awards is our stage. That's why it's the greatest. It's the golden statue, the only one that matters.
Its response, because again, this is just society's default reaction to protecting white women who they perceive both as valuable and delicate. And in this case of women's sports, it's especially harmful to all women who are not being afforded the respect to aggressively compete and trash talk freely as men are allowed to, and instead of having a normal game interaction, they're being treated as pawns in a cultural war that only exists in the minds of bigots like Dave Portnoy. Which brings me back to the true subject of this video, pulling Dave Portnoy's file, because when I saw this, all people call Angel Reese classless, the first thing I thought was,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
I said to myself on Twitter that I just know there ain't no way this Bob's Burger looking ass nigga who's facing multiple serious violent sexual assault allegations from multiple women could be calling anybody classless. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But yes way. Because white men's audacity knows no bounds. Apart from running the cesspool that...
It's true. I say this. I have the white man's confidence. I've used it many a time to get me out of very serious potential legal problems, aka interactions with the police, and a degree of confidence that is not normal. Okay, I really should have humbled myself. Maybe if I had humbled myself, I wouldn't have interacted with the police quite in the same way. But oh my, yes, it is a many powerful thing from time to time.
Is Barstool, this been accused of violent sexual assault multiple
yeah, especially
times.
in Japan.
He's facing several allegations, and when the very damning allegations that I sure am going to read to you in a moment first dropped, he jumped out the window talking about, oh, he's gonna sue Insider for releasing this story, and then he had to drop that suit.
Well, wait, what does that mean? Because I'm not a lawyer. I don't have all the fancy lawyer powers that you do, Olaimi. What does that imply? Trigger warning, content warning, everyone.
On November 4th, 2021, by Julia Black. It says the headline quote is, "I was literally screaming in pain. Young women say they met Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy for sex, and it turned violent and humiliating." In the summer of 2020, Madison sent Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy a direct message on Instagram complimenting his famous One Bite pizza reviews. "Sick pizza reviews," she wrote. "Thanks, fly, bitch." Portnoy responded. She was a 20-year-old college student at the time. Portnoy, a 43-year-old multi-millionaire. 43-year-old multi-millionaire beginning conversations with 20-year-old women talking about fly, bitch. I know you lying. Anyway, the conversation soon moved to Snapchat and text, where it quickly turned to the topic of sex. He sent her graphic videos of other women he'd slept with. According to Madison, and in messages,
why, no, why? All right, no, like, this dude obviously already allegedly is a fucking big ass creep monster, so I'm not really like holding out hope for the old Barstool Sports, but to other dudes, please don't do this. What are you, like, if you are entering into something new with someone else, most likely they don't want to be immediately and forcibly reminded multiple times about your previous relationships and the people with whom you fucked. I don't think they want that just like broadcast on main, you know? It's like, oh, so what are you into? Oh, I enjoy literature, good walk on the beach. Here's my penis in someone else. Do you want to see more of my penis inside another person? Have you seen my penis entering yet another different person? How we doing here? Is this... I got a good feeling about this, you know? I got a good vibe.
reviewed by Insider. He pressed her.
Yeah, don't be cringe. Don't be fucking cringe. It's cringe. It's weird. Like, most people would probably feel uncomfortable if you just wouldn't shut the fuck up about an ex in general. You're just sitting down for dinner or something, and you're like, man, I really wonder what my ex is doing right now. Yeah, and you know, God bless. Hope everything's gonna work out with that. I'm just gonna peace because I'm gonna save us both a lot of time and possibly some money, maybe therapy.
To tell him about her sexual fantasies. I mean, actually, this one's kind of common. She wrote, like, fantasy where I don't have any control of what's going on. You and I are going to get.
I knew some of this. I didn't know. Oh man, I didn't know all of it.
along so well, he responded. Is this a sick Negro? But I will say, in order to do that one, I have to be pretty comfortable with you, Madison said. Of course, Portnoy said, and he bought her a first-class plane ticket.
Jake Doty. Damn, need to update my OkCupid profile since all my photos are just frames taken from homemade porn. Yeah, you know what? I mean, hey, we could give some Chad Vice, some Bro Vice. Hey, my dudes, boys, all right? Sorry, ladies. I know there are some ladies in the audience, but you gotta take 5, all right? This one's for the fellas. My boys. So, 2 things you don't want in your profile photos, okay? Number 1, the dead animal. Don't be holding up the fish, dead fish. Ain't nobody want to see that. Don't be holding the carcass like, oh, look, I hunted and killed something. Kind of a weird vibe to send off. Second one, your pornos. Yeah, don't be using your pornos. Don't put your pornos in the pictures and hoping that people will swipe and be like, ooh, I'm swiping extra right today.
To visit him at his $2.2 million Nantucket home. The trip was a traumatic experience, Madison told Insider. She arrived at Portnoy's 4-bedroom home at about 3 p.m., tired enough from her travels that she didn't mind when Portnoy told her that they would order in pizza instead of going out. Still, she was surprised to find him nothing like his charismatic online persona. Girl, he's a dick online. Anyway, he said he was very...
I was like, charismatic. Ooh, yeah, sorry. I mean, I didn't get that, you know. I find with men, with dudes, there's usually a very easy early tell that this guy might be a little weird or aggressive, and that was just all over the place, just screaming all over there, you know.
Rude. He wasn't funny at all. He just reminded me of a boring, grumpy old man, Madison said. They started kissing. Madison said she first became uncomfortable when Portnoy pulled out his phone and started filming her without asking her permission.
Yeah, massive violation of consent. I mean, honestly, this entire thing is a lesson in absolute red flags. And by the way, there could be a billion red flags. This is still 100% all Barstool Sports' fault, okay? Like, the only person at fault for doing this weird, creepy-ass shit is the person at fault. You can certainly say, hey, a word of advice to anyone who's getting into the dating scene. It can be dangerous. There's certainly a potential threat to anyone if you are going to go to places with strangers, especially private locations. So if you were to see and notice this many red flags, please do not proceed and or bring someone with you for safety, or meet in a public area, that kind of stuff. But that's very different than the other one, of course. But yeah, if someone pulls out a fucking phone, I don't care who it is. Like, oh, yes, no, what? Also, while making out, I'm sorry, this is creepy on so many levels. You're like the Disney of sexual assault here, where you're just like, well, like I'm well. I would look over and be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Get out. Sir, we have reached our course. I'm no longer interested in finding out if your mustache is ticklish.
And as she performed oral sex on him. I never said anything. I was scared. He was just so mean, she said.
Jesus.
And here's a screenshot of the text messages where she texted her friend after. And she said, we had sex one time. Somebody said, was it good? She said, it was so rough. I felt like I was... He videotaped me and spit in my mouth and choked me so hard I couldn't breathe. And it hurt and I was literally screaming in pain. From there, things escalated until, as Madison put it, I felt like I was just a human sex doll. 2 days later, Madison texted a close friend. It was so rough, I felt like I was... What I just read to y'all. She recalled crying and shouting too much, and it hurts. It was so painful, Madison said. I kept trying to get away, and he was like, stop running away from me, stop running away from me. But Portnoy, she said, just went harder. Madison's flight home wasn't until 2 days later, so she slept on Portnoy's couch both nights. They did not have sex again. Dave Portnoy makes no secret of the fact that he likes to have sex with young women and to push the boundaries of what is considered socially acceptable. In many ways, that image is the core brand that has made him one of the wealthiest and most powerful figures in digital media.
Okay, I'm going to, sorry, the trigger warning will be over in just 2 seconds. I just wanted to read some of the things that weren't read out. In many ways, he mentions the core of his brand, blah, blah, blah. There are rape jokes, his repeated use of the N-word on camera, and his harassment of female journalists. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
And most powerful figures in digital media. So then, after those allegations drop in November 2021, a few months later, 3 more women come out and accuse him of violent sexual assault. He files a lawsuit against Insider, and then 14 months later, he's forced to drop that lawsuit against Insider. Do you find it hard to believe that Portnoy could have done these things? I mean, I don't know. He's the man who said this.
Posted the following on your site. I never condone rape, but if you're a size 6 and you're wearing skinny jeans, you kind of deserve to be raped.
Correct. I stand by that. I think it's a funny joke.
You know what's like, you remember when Sargon of Akkad was standing behind his "I wouldn't even rape you" joke, and he was just so proud of it? He's like, yes, well, you need to know, I said I wouldn't even rape you. That's right, and that you are so undesirable that I would not even rape you. That's the joke. And then he was running for politics, and that shit came out during the whole UKIP run, and a lot of people were like, so are you going to retract that or anything? He's like, no, I will not retract that. I stand by it. And you know what? I wouldn't rape you either. And it's just like, the hill you're dying on here, because I get it. You're like, I really, really like this joke. It's a fucking corny-ass joke. Like, you're dying on this hill of a really shitty fucking... this is like D tier. I'm not going to say it's, you know, fucking F tier or anything, but it's like, this is... You can do better. You can do better. Like, it's worth affixing yourself to a joke as a fucking cause, as in this is part of my personality. I will be remembered for this. Hopefully it's a good ass fucking joke, not I wouldn't rape you. That's like, in Sargon of Akkad's case, that's the joke. In this one, it's like, size 6 and skinny jeans, you're asking for it, lol, kick.
Do you think it's funny?
No, I didn't say that. I think it's a funny joke.
Do you understand?
He said way
how
worse than this. He's a
offensive
predator. He's
that
not
is?
joking.
No, I obviously don't.
I bring this
Fucking Christ.
all up because the audacity of this man, the audacity of white men.
We cut out 10 minutes of the debauchery. Whenever you do launch a Patreon, when there's like, you know, the people can go for the extra footage, you got to leave all that shit in for the Patreon exclusive.
The audacity of a society that allows a man with these kinds of allegations about him in the public domain to comfortably levy the allegations of classless against a young woman for what she does in a basketball game. Anyway, child, in conclusion, Dave Portnoy is possibly a sexual predator, but he's definitely a bigot and the conch shell of the week. Hi, this is my son Raheem. He's a Maine Coon, aka a big ass cat. Did you know the average Maine Coon is around 20 pounds and long and big as hell like this? And very sweet and very docile. Get you one. Get you one.
Hey, everyone, go do the things. I'm going to provide the link. Once again, it was a really good episode. I learned things. This channel's going to explode. Do you enjoy the Serfs, but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demmel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tal, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojack, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.